Hey everybody, TenVivMan here, once again bringing you another exciting X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Today's match is against my good buddy Robotnikissexy, and it's NU, so it's a lot of fun, full of random stuff. I brought a bunch of random stuff, and he's got a pretty well-constructed team involving Trick Room, it seems, just because there's Malamar, Doublade, Audino, and Torkoal, and I just want to say, Doublade does not belong in NU. Smoking, get your shit together, but that's beside the point. Very threatening team. I don't really have too many threats on my team. It's very offensive. The only defensive thing I really have is Togetic. And because everything else is pretty offensive. Even Dragalge. It's actually a Specs Dragalge. So, but without further ado, let's get this battle started. And it's pretty funny because Robotnikissexy, he, for the longest time, didn't like me very much because I always won against him. But, I mean, this battle is definitely very interesting, and you'll have to see how it goes, plays out. It's very well played on both ends. But he leads off with the Vileplume, I lead off with my Electrode. I decide why not to lead Electrode, I'll just taunt to make sure, he does whatever he wants. He can't, like, Sleep Powder or Stun Spore, or actually not Stun Spore, but, like, Poison Powder. Not even Poison Powder, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Leech Seed and stuff, that's what I'm liking. But he goes straight for the Sludge Bomb. I'm like, well, crap, I really can't stay in. Since I'm a Life Orb Electrode, I don't want to Volt Switch and take more Life Orb recoil, so I gotta switch out. He goes for Giga Drain on my Dragalge switch, and now he can't really do anything to Dragalge, so he brings in Audino as I just drop a Draco, because why not? It's Specs Dragalge. Even though Adaptability isn't released yet, still an awesome threat in NU, in my opinion. And it just, look at that. I don't know what kind of defensive build that Audino is, but for some reason, it's holding a Moringa Berry, and I'm like, oh, that raises special defense, so I really can't KO it from that range, so that kind of sucks. But I now bring in my Steelix, because if he wants to go for Thunder Wave or Toxic, I'm immune to both, so that's pretty awesome. As he now switches out, because he can't really do anything to my Steelix, and he goes out into his Torkoal, which actually proves to be very threatening to my team, because I don't deal with it that well. But I get up my Stealth Rocks, and I really don't want to take a Lava Plume or anything of the sort, so I'm going to switch out, even though I am Life Orb, and Earthquake is not going to kill it in one shot. So, out comes my Dragalge again, because I know I can take anything. And he goes for the Yawn, and I'm just like, oh, not Yawn, I hate Yawn, it forces too many switches. But it's whatever. As I go for a Skull, I was more predicting Doublade, because my entire moveset is pretty walled by Doublade. But he gets up his rocks, which is unfortunate. Had I gone for Draco Meteor, I might have been able to kill it, but I kind of doubt it. Because Dragalge, it's not the most powerful thing ever. I mean, fun fact, it actually has the same special attack as Noivern, except Dragalge can abuse it better, because it can actually afford to run Modest. So, but I just now bring in my Togetic as he, I think I just switched into Togetic because it's my bulkiest thing, as he actually goes into his Malamar. Now, I figured that because my Dragalge was asleep, he would try to do something with Malamar at this point, because, it's all about the contrary superpower. And I honestly don't think Malamar should be NU either. It's very threatening, very scary, and it may not have any resistances, but, I mean, come on, it just, every couple turns, it just destroys everything. So, but out comes the Vileplume again. I want to get Dragalge woken up, so I go for the Heal Bell, as I pretty much sack my Togetic, which kind of sucks because he unfortunately gets the poison on the Sludge Bomb. Now, it doesn't really matter too much because he's faster anyway, and I just go for the Fog. Now, I could have, had I not gotten the poison, I could have saved my Togetic for later, but it really doesn't matter too much, I guess. I mean, the Togetic really wouldn't have been able to do too much anyway. The main thing I could have walled was Malamar, but I also do have Spiritomb from Malamar as well, so it's not a terrible thing. But I now go into Steelix because which I now realize was kind of a misplay, just because Steelix still does not like taking a Giga Drain from a Vileplume. And I'm more under the assumption that this thing is Assault Vest, because I didn't really see any non-damaging moves on it. But as I go for the Life Orb Sheer Force Ice Fang, which does a crap load of damage to that Vileplume, I do not want to take another Giga Drain, so I'm going to switch out into my Dragalge because it's my safe switch. I really have no reason not to go into Dragalge, as he actually goes for the Petal Dance. A little weird, as I'm now able to, since he's locked in, I can finish him off of a Dragon Pulse, which is pretty awesome. And now he's going to go into his Pangoro, which I really don't know what kind of Pangoro set he is. If he's banded, it's going to be an issue. If he's, I don't know if he's scarfed. Since it's more of a Trick Room team, I didn't really think it'd be scarfed. But he ends up going for the parting shot, which is Pangoro's signature move. Pretty awesome. Gives him the switch initiative, and it lowers my offensive stats. So that's pretty cool. I used Pangoro a bit in OU before. It was found to be completely pretty much useless in OU, and I used the Scarf set myself. So that was pretty cool. But as he now goes into his Malamar, I really do not want to think this thing's setting up on me. So I'm going to switch out and go into my Spiritomb, predicting the superpower. And I predict correctly, but this was by far the most stupidest play I could have done. I completely forget about Torkoal, and I go for the Will-O-Wisp. This was probably my biggest misplay of this battle, and it really ended up costing me a lot of momentum, a lot of ability to just do anything. I mean, even if I had gone for the Pursuit on Malamar, that would have helped so much, because it would have gotten some residual damage. And, I mean, either A, I would go for the Pursuit, or B, I double switch predicting, Torkoal to come in. And I should have done that. I should have. But no, I allowed the rocks to get up. I don't get any damage on Malamar, and I'm in a more precarious position. So, gets up rocks with Torkoal, and I'm just stuck going into my Dragalge. Now, I predicted Doublade to come in, so I just go for the safe Skull, because I knew it would KO Torkoal. Unfortunately for me, he brings out the Audino, which is just, oh, no, not Audino. And I'm pretty much forced to switch because I can't get a burn because I'm 10 Viv man. So, But I bring in Steelix because I know I can take anything. As he actually ends up going for the knockoff. I really don't see knockoff on Audino that much, but I guess it's pretty useful. But then he pulls out the Healing Wish, which is definitely an interesting move to see on Audino. You really don't see it much, but for a team like his, it's pretty interesting. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't know his Audino had the Healing Wish, so predicting him to go for that, I do go for the Stealth Rocks. Now, what you will find out here, it doesn't really matter anyway, because he wouldn't have died to Stealth Rocks anyway, but the Healing Wish activates first, and then you get the Stealth Rock damage. So, even if you were, in a range where Stealth Rock would kill, you would get the Healing Wish first. Now, seeing how much that non-Life Orb Earthquake did, I'm under the assumption that a Life Orb Earthquake would have done a crapload of that Torkoal prior, so now I'm kind of regretting not going for an Earthquake on that thing earlier. I just, this is what I get for running weird things. But anyway, Torkoal just KOs me with a Lava Plume. As I now bring out my Electrode, I just go straight for the Thunderbolt to take out the Torkoal, and down that goes. Now, this Electrode has Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, it carries Foul Play to deal with things like Golurk, and of course it has Taunt because it's a good lead and all that fun stuff. But now out comes the Humongous Threat in Doublade. I know he's going to kill me, so I have no reason to switch out. He's going to go for the Shadow Sneak, kill me. Now, unfortunately for me, I actually get the Static Hacks, which actually ends up harming me more than helping me. Mainly because of the fact I can't get a burn on this thing now with Dragalge, which really, really sucks. I mean, it's terrible. I can't get a burn on that. I would have much rather had a burn than Impera, so... it's just brutal. But now he brings up the Pangoro, predicting me to go for the knockoff, because I am a mixed Simisage. And I think Simisage got a whole lot better because of the mixed move pool that it has. Now, I get rid of the Choice Scarf on the Pangoro, so I can now outspeed and smash him with a Life Orb Leaf Storm. And that's actually able to take him out, which is freaking awesome. Great job, Simisage. You are a problem in this tier. Not really, though, but hey. But yeah, my set is Leaf Storm. I believe I have Superpower, Knockoff, and I have something else. Giga Drain. I have Giga Drain, that's right. But now I am able to freely go for the knockoff on the Doublade. It does absolutely nothing because it's, base 150 defense and all. So that kind of sucks. He gets fully paralyzed, which really doesn't matter because he can still destroy me anyway. As I just go for another knockoff, I probably should have gone for the Leaf Storm. It probably would have done more considering it has lower special defense now. But I don't because I'm an idiot. So he just gets up a pretty much free Sword Stance because I have no safe switch. And he just takes me out of a +2 Shadow Sneak. So down goes my Simisage. I'm now pretty much running out of options as I go into my Dragalge here. Now, I run enough speed on my Dragalge to outspeed base 50s. Dragalge is base 44, which really freaking sucks. It's slow as dirt. And I just go for the Skull to finish off Doublade. Luckily, Dragalge is pretty good bulk, so I took that +2 Shadow Sneak pretty well, as he now goes into his Malamar. Now, key thing here, had I gone for the Pursuit on Malamar, it would have been at a much lower range of health, and I would probably could have been able to deal with it much better. Now, I switched out because I didn't want him to set up a superpower. Reason being, he could have easily destroyed me had he gone up a superpower, but unfortunately for me, he goes for the Night Slash and gets a crit. Now, that mattered slightly. It didn't really matter in the long run because it's still, you see, the Sucker Punch doesn't even do, it barely does half. And with the leftovers recovery, it would not have helped me in the slightest. He actually gets, I think, more of a max damage roll there and is able to take me out of the secondary Night Slash, which kind of sucks. So Spiritomb did absolutely nothing. I swear to God, that thing's better of leftovers. Black Glasses does nothing to help it. But, yeah, and he was worried that I would outspeed him because he's actually a minimum speed Malamar. But no, Dragalge is slow as shit, and just rub it into my face. I actually get the Poison Point hacks. But guys, that will be the game, and it was very well played on both sides. I definitely screwed up with that Will-O-Wisp. I think that overall cost me that battle. But still a very well played match, and not too bad on my part. We're using some inferior things. But hey, he's got a pretty good team. It's going to be a little bit weaker. I mean, I just don't understand. I wouldn't understand why Doublade would not get the boot eventually, but I think it really deserves it. Just, it's crazy good. So, just too many resistances, amazing bulk, just a frick. Get the hell out of here. Because my team just could not handle Doublade whatsoever. So, but guys, that is the match. Definitely a good game. That was actually his first win against me. He was very happy about that. I know he'll upload his side at some point. But definitely a well-played match on both of our ends. Definitely a great game. So, yes, rate, comment, sub, and later, guys.